Pitbull does the unexpected when a 9-year-old's mother wasn't home and a man breaks in. Kids are their parents' lifeline. Whether it's falling from a bicycle or falling ill, anything happens to them, parents just can't forgive themselves for being careless. Remember the first time you left home all alone? Parents can't stop worrying about them and run back home as soon as possible to see if their child is doing good or not. There can be invaders, or the kid might feel like playing outside. Not even in their worst nightmare would the parents think of their kid coming in the eyes of any doubtful person. Although movies like Home Alone show the brighter side of the story, in real life things like that happen in the rarest of the rare cases. Kids go missing every day. Sadly, the majority of them never make it back to their parents. Knowing that your kid is somewhere out there in the world all alone, surrounded by bad people, is the horrifying truth some unfortunate parents live. This story is one that can lighten up your conscience. A guy was roaming in a peaceful locality of Lincoln, Nebraska. When everyone was minding their own business, this guy was looking for something. None found him suspicious at the time, because you never know what's with a person if he's going through some emotional breakdown, or maybe he hasn't slept for days. Without judging him, everyone went on with their work. Something was wrong with this guy and nobody could understand his dark intentions. It was on Valentine's Day in the 600 block of North 30th Street when Shane Schaefer, a 9-year-old boy, was playing with his pit bull named Baby Girl, and his mom called him inside. He didn't go to school that day, and he wasn't feeling good. His mother had something important to discuss with him. She had to tell him about the day's routine, and there was a reason behind it. The kid was unaware of how this conversation was about to end. He was just replying with okays and all right. At the end of the conversation, his mother told him that she'll be going to pick up his younger sister from school and purchase some groceries. No one else was available to come to look after him in the meanwhile. She couldn't take him as he was already feeling low. Also, Baby Girl, a pit bull, gets scared if left alone. Yes, pit bulls aren't like that, but Baby Girl has never been alone, and so Shane was going to look after her too. Nobody had any idea of what was about to happen within a few hours when Shane was left at home. Pit bulls are muscular, strong, and intelligent. Their best characteristic is that even after so much strength, these pooches are light on their feet when it comes to running. Chasing the ball is a game they hardly get over. Even today, some people misunderstand this breed as dangerous and aggressive, while over the years. In reality, pit bulls are loving and friendly creatures who love human babies. Baby Girl was one such best friend of Shane. But will she be able to help her buddy when the time will put Shane's life in danger? With a beautiful smile, Baby Girl can win anyone's heart. There are enormous reasons why pit bulls are winning hearts across the world, starting from their less grooming requirements to their healthy state. They need nothing but love, and Baby Girl got it all when Shane adopted her about a year ago. This day was soon going to test their amazing bond in a horrifying manner. Shane's share has always been up to help his mom. Being the elder brother, he is responsible for his little sister. He assured his mom that he'll not be going outside until she returns, and will not open the door for anyone. He planned on watching TV, but the boy was about to encounter his life's worst experience. According to Shane's mother, the society where they live in was one of the safest places in the city for families with kids. That's why she felt safe while leaving Shane home that day. But little did she know that behind her back, her kid is going to fall in the scariest scenario. The society location wasn't all his mother was sure about. The neighbors have always been nice to the family. Everyone used to watch out for each other in times of need and celebrate festivals and weekends together. Shane was everyone's favorite in the area. He and his Baby Girl were always seen taking walks in the place and chit-chatting with neighbors. Baby Girl has always been extra affectionate towards kids, and nobody was scared of the little young pit bull. It was an hour since Shane's mother left home. So far, everything felt as usual. Shane had his lunch that was prepared by his mother before time. He even fed Baby Girl, and both sat on the couch, one watching TV, another one playing with a plastic toy. Time was passing by, and it was almost time for his mom to return. While watching TV, Shane heard a strange noise at the front door. It was the noise of a bunch of keys dangling. Shane thought it was his mother and younger sibling at the door, but that wasn't it. The 9-year-old had no idea about what was actually going on. Who could it be? A neighbor? Or someone dangerous? A burglar? No doubt the locality was same, but evil-minded people can jump right in from anywhere. So, was it a burglar who was keeping an eye on the house, waiting for a chance to break in? Newspapers and social media platforms are always overloaded with police chasing burglars. For a matter of fact, they always try to jump into a decent-looking location to earn more profit. A normal-looking day was about to turn into a terrible one. Shane and his mother were unaware that his life was at risk. The truth was that a stranger was trying to unlock the door, and with no good intentions. First of all, he was a burglar, and secondly, he was no ordinary burglar. And you'll know it soon, too. This intruder was much more dangerous as he was trying to break into the house in the morning time, which showed that he was quite confident about what he was going to do next. Also, he wasn't scared at all, as somewhere he might have known that Shane was all by himself, and he could easily get the opportunity that he was looking for. After a moment of trying to open the door, the burglar finally succeeded in his initial attempts to open the door. Within 2 minutes, the stranger guy got inside the house. Shane still went on, ignoring the door opening sound, and continued watching his favorite TV show, completely unaware of who was coming for him. As the burglar entered the house and Shane noticed it wasn't his mother but someone with a ski mask walking toward him, the 9-year-old was scared to death and didn't know anything but to run from this man. But where? The guy was standing right in the way to the main door. What was this burglar looking for? Money? Jewels? Or something more precious? Was he just a burglar or was he also a kidnapper? What is being said here is all on the basis of facts. That stranger was not there for the money, but he was behind the kid. The scared kid, too, realized this. Sadly, this man was experienced and didn't let anyone doubt him. The reason why we are able to tell you so many details is that Shane's mother pre-installed CCTV cameras in her home. All that went on inside that house was getting recorded. The guy didn't even look at anything else, but followed Shane. While Shane ran upstairs and hid in his room inside his cupboard, the man was looking for him one by one in every corner of the house. Shane's heart was beating faster than ever before. He wanted his mom to come and rescue him from this man. The kid didn't have any alternative either. Shane remembered that he cannot even make it to the nearest phone or shout for help, otherwise the man would know where he's hiding. Shane was suffering from the worst, and nobody was there to help the poor little boy. The burglar soon ran upstairs. The sound of his footsteps was beginning to increase, and Shane was now holding himself inside the compact cupboard, trying to remain utterly silent. Shane was this close to breaking down and starting to cry, but that would bring him in the eyes of the burglar. The burglar saw Shane hiding inside the cupboard and asked him to come out. From all the terror, the kid was on the verge of fainting, but didn't get out of the cupboard. The man opened the cupboard and was going to grab Shane when the unexpected happened. The man was unaware of baby girl's presence in the house. He was smart enough to track the time when Shane's mother wasn't home, but he didn't notice the pit bull he owned was home too. Maybe this burglar just took him as not a big deal. The pit bull, on the other hand, was about to prove this person wrong with her actions. Will a dog be enough to save Shane's life? What if this gave rise to the burglar and he did something harmful to Shane? When the door of the cupboard opened, the man noticed that Shane wasn't alone, but baby girl was sitting right next to him. As soon as the burglar tried to touch Shane, baby girl bit him on the leg. There were two consequences: either the man will run away or he'll kill the pooch. Baby girl bit him and didn't leave him until he was scared enough to run away. The burglar's leg started bleeding and he took a step backward and leaned on a wall and turned back to run outside the house. Baby girl didn't stop there because out of fear, Shane fell on the floor. When the intruder ran out, baby girl was sitting next to Shane, who seemed completely pale. Shane collected some strength and baby girl walked right behind him. They rushed to their neighbor's place. There was more to come in the story. Shane told the whole thing that just went on to his neighbors, who immediately called the police. As we told you that the location has remained far from the list of burglars and criminals, it was hard for the police to believe when they arrived on the spot. When the police arrived on the spot, they could see how Shane was scared, and they reassured him that everything will be okay. They asked the kid to tell them what exactly went on. The kid said, "I was upstairs when it happened. I thought it was my mom because I heard someone trying to open the door, and I thought it was her trying to unlock the door with her keys. It was in a blink of an eye, and I was really scared because it was not only me home and I didn't know who it was, and the only protection I had was my dog," said the 9-year-old. He had a more disturbing truth to tell the police. "The dude started chasing me upstairs and I called my dog down and they started to fight," said Shane, who was shivering with terror. The kid went on saying the most frightening part, which made the police take the case more seriously. "It seemed like he wanted me, 'cause when he saw me he just slowly walked toward me and he didn't look at anything else. He just kept his eyes on me," recalled Shane. The police suddenly started seeing this as more than just a burglary case, as the chances were high that this man was here to kidnap the kid. When Shane's mother told the police about the security cameras, the team went through it to get the invader. The image above is what the security footage showed, trying to find the clues to catch the man in the mask, and the process was going on when something strange happened. Although the police weren't able to get the burglar's face from the recording, what they found was footage of his silver car arriving and leaving, and then they knew from where to start the investigation. The number on his license plate was noted down. Were they ever able to catch the burglar? So far, the police couldn't locate the burglar nor the car in which he arrived at the scene. It was possibly because the person never used the car again, and the police know that whenever he'll use that car, it'll be tracked down as the number is saved with them on their search list. Seeing that they couldn't get a hold of the burglar, the police decided to do something more important. Noticing the fact that the area where Shane lived was assumed as safe, the police decided to arrange a press conference and tell the people about the reality. Crime can take place anywhere, and while the police had said they'll be doing their job, people should also be alert. Police even informed the people that they had been looking for the suspect. However, the guy seemed to play some kind of trick with the number plate. They are still keeping their hopes up and investigating. At present, they're trying to check if anyone saw him that day or any other case of burglary took place somewhere in the recent days. Baby girl and Shane are best friends, and she proved her loyalty towards her human. That day, when Shane's mother returned home to know all that happened when she wasn't home, it shook her to the core. She couldn't believe just how bravely her kid and baby girl dealt with the situation. Yes, the burglar took off, but Shane was still scared of all that happened. In the moment of distress, baby girl stood right next to Shane and helped him to get over the fear of that person. She sits right in his arms and always tries to comfort him. What happens, happens for good, and this story is an example of it, as Shane learned a lot from what happened that day. Shane and baby girl are always ready to face challenges. Shane wants to get her trained for future if something similar takes place. Shane's mother is supportive of the thought too. Shane built a never-ending trusting relationship with baby girl after the incident. Baby girl saved Shane's life and became a savior for him. She is her savior, and Shane seems to not only understand this fact, but also appreciate baby girl for her instant action to help Shane. Shane feels proud about having baby girl as his pet. Yes, the burglar wasn't caught, yet the story seemed to have a happy ending. It taught Shane a lot of lessons and made him a more responsible kid. We just hope that the police get a hold of the cunning burglar and put him behind bars soon.